Ai, en huomannutkaan, että olitte siinä. No, nyt kun kerran ootte, niin voidaankin puhua Everloren levyn biiseistä.
The title Here Be Dragons stems from the old times when cartographers had no idea about certain parts of the world, and the world was much less charted than it is today, and they used to draw all kinds of creatures, dragons and krakens and what have you, because I guess they felt like there had to be some monsters somewhere in the world because they hadn't seen them elsewhere, so they felt like those things must exist somewhere, and thus the phrase "Here be dragons." I feel like the same thing is happening today, but in a different context. People with great influence and strong opinions tend to paint the world their way, and they see the world in a certain light, and then they tell their children to stay in that light. That's the safe area where you can exist, and quite often they have absolutely no idea of the facts of the shadowy areas of the world, whether it's religion or some kind of sexual orientation or philosophy or what have you, color of the skin or nationality or something like that. I feel like this is the reason racism and homophobia and all these nasty phenomena tend to spread. I suppose we are dragons to some people who have no idea about this kind of music that we play. Some people are bound to think that we are horrible monsters. If you are a fan of the series Black Sails, you might notice something in the lyrics.
A world full of shadows, they plant the seeds.
I think the main riff is not your typical kind of heavy metal minor riff. A lot of heavy metal music tends to revolve around your basic power chord or the minor third or the major third. And of course this song does include them as well, but it also has the seventh, which is not the most common thing in heavy metal riffs, and that was the beginning of the song. I was kind of experimenting with the seventh incorporated with your kind of basic power chord stuff, and I think it turned out pretty great. It has kind of this Dorian feel. It's not your normal kind of natural minor stuff. Stranger Skies is kind of a spiritual successor to our debut single, Lords of the Sky. On the surface, it's a tale of this crew of a fantasy airship, but when you look at it, it actually tells about facing the uncertain, facing the unknown, and how that makes you feel. Life tends to throw a lot of uncertainties and unknowns towards you in your life, and you just have to deal with them when they come, and that's the basic idea behind the lyrics.
Stranger Skies is one of my favorite songs of the album, probably one of the favorite songs we've ever done. It's sort of a mixture of these fancy, weird melodies, and then there's a like nice heavy metal structure with the chorus, and we started quite a few shows with the song. It's kind of a nice build up, not to go on like full throttle, but just like build into the first song, and then when the real first power chords hit, then it's kind of like okay, now it's on. So it's like a gentle way to do things, and creates this nice atmosphere. Also, it's easier for the audience not to have to like receive like the full 100% strength from the start. So which is quite opposite from what we did with the album. We started with a fast song, and it was meant to be like the art introduction to the album. But when we do live, then it might be a good idea to start with something different.
The unknown bridges all around. Don't need other days like it. Feels like an eternity.
I like how it's not like the basic minor heavy metal. It's more like leaning towards the major stuff. Not happy sounding, but kinda. And it has a million key changes, and yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, The Fear of Tomorrow is actually a pretty old song, as I wrote the main riff many years ago. Can't remember how many, but yeah, it's an old song. And then I just modified the chorus a bit and stole some Bach to the mid section, and the song was kinda it. I felt that in time we needed some mid-tempo catcher that was a pretty short one too, and because I tend to write pretty long and complex songs, writing a short and catchy song is like a challenge for me right now. Yeah, it's a bit heavier maybe than our other songs too.
I really like the riff in the verses. It's just kind of simplistic chugging, but it's incredibly fun to do on the stage. And I tend to destroy my picks when I do that, but it's totally worth it. Then there's the Bach section, and that's a tricky one because if you play a wrong note during that section, it's incredibly difficult to get back on the saddle, so to speak. And it has happened to me a couple of times on stage, but then it has never happened on the stage because we are such professionals, and yeah, we gladly rehearse so much that it has actually never happened on the stage, and everything's always fine and dandy.
It happens on stage.
It doesn't!
I like the difference between the first and the second verse, because there's like bass keeps playing the same riff, but in the second verse the guitar starts doing this harmony thing. Ei se oo ihan fine, jos sillä äijät juomassa kaljaa ja se välillä näkyy.
That's the worst riff.
Niin se kuulosti nimittäin siltä.
Huono riffi kaikista on mun suosikkeissa.
Joo.
But it's so fun to play live.
It fucking sucks, but I love it.
Mitä sä sanoit?
Tuo kuulostaa huonolta animedut, vaikka sitä suomeksi. En huomannutkaan, että sinulla on bulbasauri.